What would you say? Oh, I ruined my joke. What would you say if I say this couple's only here for aesthetic purposes? That's the only reason. So I'm going to continue to pretend to sip my cup of tea. So, good day to you too. Well, it's already been a year. 2020 has passed. Come and gone. Wow, I feel like a news reporter. Interesting. To be honest, let me do this properly. To be honest, this academic year has been quite positive, barring COVID-19. I must say, it's been actually alright. Can't actually fault it. What I appreciate most about my course is probably the theoretical side of it. I genuinely had a wider perspective of film, different genres, styles, directors, international films, things that I wouldn't have been able to access necessarily on my own accord. That's probably the best thing of it all, you know. Good on you, UAL. My two favourite films of them all were Stanley Kramer's 1968 Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Franco Rosso's 1980 Babylon. I definitely recommend you go and have a look at those two because top tier, phenomenal, great content. So Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Babylon have similar themes in terms of race relations, but the fact that there's like just over a 10-year gap between the two kind of highlights the stress of the issue, if that makes sense. There's not been much progress, and if anything, the situation's gotten worse. Interesting. Although, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is more about the family side of things and how family would take situations based on the context of the time versus how a group of friends and like a society and a community deal with certain issues. So it's an interesting approach. You kind of get two different perspectives but on the same situation. Gauge it for yourself. I think they're definitely worth a watch. This has been hanging out this whole time? What? Okay. So during university I worked as a camera op, I worked as a director and on set design in both short films and in the TV studio. For the past 2 years I've been producing online content via social media because I find Instagram especially an opportunity to share things with ease which, you know, could brighten someone's day, especially through photography. You know, who doesn't love seeing a beautiful picture? Who doesn't love seeing a nice quote? So I do enjoy and relish in doing that in my spare time. You know, I hope that somebody will see something and it will better their day. Look at that, how sweet. Besides this, one of my most recent projects was I Am Black, where I created Vogue-inspired magazine covers which contradicted and presented themes surrounding the black community. Although it didn't simply just address the black community, it also addressed our peers, so other people of colour, whether you'd be Asian, whether you'd be Arab, whatever. I just wanted to raise awareness and discuss something that's not necessarily discussed in the best light, generally speaking. So I wanted to portray a different narrative for once. Through this I was able to receive commissions to create more work, as well as learning more about my community and surrounding community. For the future, I hope to continue bettering my photography skills and content producing skills, as well as social, confidence, you know, all of the above, because I think that's definitely what will push me in the right direction. I hope to ultimately graduate and open an affordable studio space in the near future for young creatives to network with like-minded individuals, as well as people who may be further on in their career than themselves, as well as a safe space for them to create content and develop their skills with no judgment. You know, you're allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to keep growing. It's just part of the process of being great. Raw Television Society allowed me to realise that I need to seriously develop my networking skills. I think I can be quite closed off and reclusive, just, you know, in my own bubble, and that safety net is not always the best when it comes to being in this industry especially. It really made me realise that I need to open myself up to new opportunities, open myself up to new people, environments, etc. To be my best self. I hope to use this knowledge to help further my skills and allow myself to feel confident in new spaces and old ones. The funding facilitated university equipment, expenses, and ultimately my career. So I'm entirely grateful for that. Thank you so much. And that's been me, Malaya, Rhiann, over and out.